Welcome to the Real Generation Gap. I'm Rudy Ruiz.
I'm Fred Satilli.
And today we're going to discuss the brand new Superman film written and directed by James Gunn. Okay, so this is, maybe the third reboot of this in the last 20 years. Now with James Gunn and Peter Safran running the whole DC new universe, I guess, at WB. So they're kind of starting over. This is the big kickoff movie. And this follows Superman, who has been in the game for about 3 years, so it's not really an origin story. He's already 3 years in, and as a matter of fact, it's already in a world where there's monsters and Green Lanterns and all that stuff already kind of exists, which is interesting. We'll dig into that in a second here. So this follows Superman getting beat for the first time, and he's at odds with people because he involved himself in a kind of political situation, stopping a war between two countries. And we've got Lex Luthor out here kind of pulling strings.
I'm glad Gene Hackman didn't live to see this. When you say Lex Luthor, he will always be Lex Luthor to me.
Right.
You know, like it's like having somebody else play James Bond. It's sort of like, no, Connery. You know,
right.
But when you find out who his nemesis is, that's just stupid. I think it's my age. You know, I'm not a comic book guy. I'm just too old for that. The movie is absolutely spectacular in its execution. Mm-hmm. You know, when they show his home come out of the ice and it's that incredible thing and now that. But once again, he had those stupid little robots in there going like beep, 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 you know, like how Star Wars had the golden guy and the beep, bopple guy and the guy. And you know, it's so juvenile. This thing looked like it to me. Was written by junior high kids who used AI.
Oh, no.
That's how I felt about it. The story was like, you know, and they loaded way too much in. All the politics stuff. Superman is not supposed to be like a political figure, you know. And I'm trying to think of the guy who, you know, Trump's golf buddy there who, you know, went to a different country and acted like he was the president. Yeah, too many plots, all of them thin. The surprises were contrived, kind of like a Stephen King thing where you're trying to figure out the story, and then in the 11th hour they introduce the giant spider.
Right.
You're like, well, how, you know, that they introduced stuff late in the movie that was like, oh, now you got this problem. You know, it just. They have to all these current movies, not just the cartoon ones, but regular, you know, shoot 'em up movies and stuff. These fight scenes are way too over the top. You know, we just did one, the John Wick one, where it's like, you know, that 120-pound girl cannot beat up 6 guys with body armor that have like weapons, and you know, it's. The fight scenes are, I mean, it's one thing when Captain America's doing it because that's believable. But the rest of these guys, you know, it's like, I don't know, the Hulk, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that aspect of it to me, I think was fine. Ultimately for me, I feel the movie was just kind of fine. It's not amazing. I didn't think it was necessarily bad. I will say that for me, what is interesting is that because he's indestructible, and I can't even say that because this is a different take where he is getting beat up a lot. you know, he's not quite like, he's not like the Man of Steel in this one. So that is like a different kind of version we're seeing where he I'm not going to go as far as to say he's weak, but he can be stopped apparently by whoever.
Well, he had the kryptonite, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Even then, he was struggling with that monster.
You know, this reminded me so much of Aquaman.
I never saw that.
Yeah, Aquaman it's the same exact thing. Like 500 kids who went to graphic art college to like learn how to synthesize all this stuff because the speed of the incredible scenes, like they're smashing through buildings and stuff's exploding, and it's like it's a 500 graphic arts kids like all like did their thing, like they used every bit of their power to, you know, make every scene as complex and everything as possible, and then just like Aquaman, he goes to visit his parents who were really badly cast. Really bad casting in the whole movie. Lex Luthor was badly cast. I didn't know that one superhero, the Hawk girl and stuff, like just looked like another, like a high school kid or something.
Yeah.
And the parents now in the original Superman movie, the parents, that lived out in the farmland and everything, they were really believable. And it was like, because they came upon the baby and they decided to raise the baby. They weren't really cornpone. Like, they weren't. I went to see the first movie with a group of people. We were teenagers then. And at one point, there's a car breaks down and they have to change the tire. And Superman's like 3 years old. And he picks up the car so that they can change the tire. And the guy in the theater goes, "I know, we'll call him Jack." That's like the funniest thing of all the Superman movies, that moment for me. Nothing like that. And nothing. Parents were badly cast. The scenes at home, the father, "I couldn't be more proud." I just junior high writing. Junior high kids with AI wrote it, and then people who went to graphic art school, but computer art school, because there's no art in this movie. There's no art, even though there's incredible visuals. It's synthesized. It's AI stuff. It's computer graphics. It's not. There's nothing in there where you go, "Wow, that really sets the scene." I mean, when the universe is cracking open, I like that one line in it where the guy goes, "This is why you don't make a pocket universe."
Right.
Right. That was a good line. But I mean, all that stuff it's amazing looking, but that it's just what they can do now. So the kids that made that, they went to school for it, they had the software for it. It's like, well, congratulations, like, here's your diploma, you made a movie. I didn't feel any anxiety. There are crude earthquake movies from like the 70s, like where LA has, got an earthquake or something, or volcanoes coming up, and you kind of like it looks dangerous. This thing is so comic book, and I realize it's a comic book. But maybe it's just I'm just too old or something. I just, I can't. The Easter Bunny's not happening with me anymore.
I'm gonna give more credit to the visual effects artists that put a lot of work into doing this, but I will say I do. I mean, I'm practical effects all the way. Like, I can appreciate what they do, but yeah, there is a big difference between. And you said it perfectly. Like, you can watch a '70s earthquake movie and you're gonna feel the stakes raised because there's people really shaking on some crazy platform and they're throwing bricks at them or whatever.
Right, a dry wobble landscape.
Yeah,
right?
and here it's like, a big building gets knocked over, and I'm just like, it's gonna be fine though. It's all good, And
because it's not really a building.
It kind of it lowers everything.
A picture of a building is falling over.
and I'll give James Gunn better writing credit as well. Although I will say, I did feel like when he got to the certain kind of key points, like the scene with the father on the Kent farm, or even the confrontation between Superman and Lex Luthor, it felt just very much on the nose. So I see what you're saying, that the kind of like a middle school kid wrote it. It was very on the nose and kind of. Yeah, I was just like, oh man, really? You're just kind of putting it all out there. I thought
there was no big philosophical moment with the family. There was no big philosophical moment with Lex Luthor, and the only person who really had the philosophical moment was the girl taking the selfies.
Well, and then it was weird too, because when he has that confrontation with, I guess I'm not going to spoil it, so I'll leave it at there. But they do have a confrontation, and I just felt the writing was very much on the nose. I did like the Mr. Terrific character. I thought he was kind of. I don't know who that actor is, but I liked him. I thought his little fight scene was cool.
He did do a good job too.
Yeah, his whole vibe and
he
demeanor.
made like a parody of his character.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion is the Green Lantern. He's always funny. The hot girl I didn't really care for. I thought it was stupid that she's like screaming and hitting people with the club and flying around. And that's the other thing.
She had the club was stuck in the monster's eye.
That's the other thing is it was interesting to start off with like the first kind of big DC movie and already have all these characters. And the big issue for me is that I come in and I'm like, well, I don't know who any of you are. And I didn't follow I don't know who the hell Hot Girl is. Like, okay, she flies and screams and hits people with the stick. Green Lantern, I know that's popular, but I don't really know. I never followed that, so I don't know what his deal is. Mr. Terrific, never heard of him. He flies on a chair. He's got the little orbs. Like, I don't know what his powers are. I don't really there's not a lot for me to care about them. Because I just don't know who they are and they don't really matter to me.
And his opponent, the girl with the saw hands, like saws come out of her hands. Then she's got like weeds growing out of her hands and she's, getting the weeds down Superman's throat and he's choking on the weeds and stuff.
And that was the thing too. But then he also flies into space, but they just told us that he needs oxygen to breathe. Like they're going to choke him out. They're going to like choke. I don't know. So that, like stuff
That's
like
what I mean.
that.
Too many plots. There was too many. Like everything was so
weird.
fast and furious.
And I did like Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. But that being said, I've never seen the original movies with Gene Hackman. I didn't see the one with Kevin Spacey. I never watched Smallville. So I don't have any reference. I know people have their pick of like who did it best. So I don't know. I thought he was good. I liked him. Even though they kind of made him a little bit of a...
How about the Lois Lane character?
She was just fine, honestly.
Yeah, no Margot Kidder, though. Huh?
No Margot Kidder. Yeah, that much I do know. But yeah, she was just kind of fine. Yeah, I don't know. I left the movie like, it was all right. That was my feeling on it. It's okay. It's not gonna, blow anything away. It's not incredible, amazing. We'll see how, time will tell.
It's a shame because the movie, the visuals of the movie, I saw it like in an IMAX.
Okay.
And the visuals are phenomenal. Like you're not going to watch this on TV and get the effect. And that's the whole good thing in the movie.
Yeah.
So on TV, it's going to really not come across. I just thought the whole thing was so what.
Yeah.
So good on everybody. They had mediocre everything in a phenomenal package. That's about it. It's like you go to a mansion and there's a Volkswagen in the garage. It's like sort of not right, And I don't think this is a movie that people have to see. There are DC people who absolutely the first night, the big theater. I have a friend who went to see it at Grauman's. He wanted the big screen. I mean, his whole family, they had advance tickets and all that, and it was a big deal for them because they watch both worlds of DC and Marvel, and and they, when Spider-Man comes out, they cancel everything, and weddings are postponed and stuff like that. Kind of like how I am with a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
But for me, not noteworthy. You're not gonna. This is gonna come and go. I hope they make their money back. I really do. Best wishes to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give it a light recommend. It's not a must see, but it's a summertime popcorn movie and entertaining. Most people will probably dig it. All right. Well, let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about this movie. And that's a wrap on this one. Cheers.
Thanks.